Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Bad Guitars Podcast, episode 41. My name is Andrew.
And my name is Kat, and my hair looks crazy.
Oh, mine does too. Yeah, it's time for a haircut, I think. Yeah.
I already told you can get a haircut.
No, I know. It's getting so like poofy, and like if I take the beanie off, it's like way out here, and when I'm working, I have to tie it back, and when I take it out, it just like it gets like really weird and fluffy looking. So anyway, on to some guitar stuff. How about that?
Yeah.
All right. There's actually a lot of guitars this week. Usually we only have a couple that we talk about, but there's a lot.
Huh.
I've
been telling you that since we started the podcast, this is really weird because you know how you start seeing like ads like on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and stuff. I never look for guitar gear or anything related. But since we started the podcast, all the ads that I see, like this guitars. New Gibson, Fender, this new pedal.
Well, did you have any this week you want to add to the list? Or
I don't think so.
Okay, because I've got a very small list written down, but there's actually quite a bit of stuff.
Okay, go for it. What do you have?
So we got some news stories. We have, you said, a handful of guitars. We've been following up on this one the last couple of weeks. Might as well start with this. The JHS Nauticlon? Or Nauticlon. No. Sorry. Not a Dumble. Not a Dumble. Nauticlon's the other one. It rolls off the tongue a little easier saying Nauticlon.
Okay.
They were already limited run.
Okay.
But then Josh Scott put out a video.
I saw something.
On, I think, Wednesday?
Yeah.
And he said, hey, I messed up. They had a whole transition period where back in the days of COVID, their old engineer passed away.
Okay.
So they had to collect all his research and everything he had been working on from his home. And things got mixed up. And the circuits they had been working on that were going to eventually be in the Not a Dumble, they had something called the A Box Later is the name of it.
Okay.
And it was a device that was made by Dumble that John Mayer owns. So it got mixed up with another Dumble product that John Mayer owns. And they had borrowed both. They copied the circuits for both. The circuits got mixed up. The wrong one ended up, instead of the Box Later thing, a different product that is almost very similar, Clean Boost, ended up in the Nauticlon. I keep saying Nauticlon, the Not a Dumble. So anyway, go watch Josh's video. He explains the whole thing very clearly. But anyway, wrong circuit than what was intended ended up in the clean channel of the Not a Dumble. Okay. So he announced that they were going to be discontinuing it. They were going to essentially, because they were going to put out about 1,000 a week until they sell out of the 15,000 units. They just said, screw it. We're going to put out the ones we have made right now on Friday, which, this has already happened by the time we record this podcast. So they're going to put them all out. And whatever's manufactured will ship right away when it sells out. And then the moment the ones that are built sell out, the rest of them automatically default to pre-order. And then when that sells out, they're done. So then people all over the internet, as far as especially like the JHS pedal group on Facebook, people just throwing this big old fit about,
why?
Oh, well, was this on purpose? Did he do it as a marketing thing? It's like, no, he was very transparent and honest about this thing. He was very embarrassed and, felt bad that he put the wrong thing and was telling people it was something different. He offered people who had already purchased one between certain dates, up to that point, if they wanted to return it, they'll give you a full refund for it. And you have until like June something to do that. But I mean, who's going to return it? And a lot of people were modifying theirs anyway. So I don't know. I mean, the dude made a mistake. He said there's going to be a version 2 at some point. They just don't know when that's going to be because, the whole supply chain thing's messed up right now. But, I think people are giving him too hard of a time about it and accusing him of doing it as like a market manipulation thing or like, using it as a sales tactic. It's like the dude doesn't really need to be. I don't
see it like a sales tactic.
The dude doesn't really need to sell anything. I mean, he's seen in the pedal community as like a very knowledgeable person and transparent about a lot of stuff. So I mean that right there is his whole sales thing, like they have a great online presence as far as like all their social media content that I think they have better marketing than most larger companies in the same industry. So I don't really think...
I do believe that was an honest mistake.
And honestly, all he has to ever do is say, like, we got this limited edition thing, here it is, and the JHS fans will buy it.
Yeah.
We've seen it happen before. So that was the first news that I saw this week. Another big one.
Okay.
Also, actually, before we jump into this, I will say, too, going into the whole supply chain issue thing happening right now, there's not a lot of pedals to talk about this week. It's mostly just guitars and, like, bigger company related stuff. But Fender put out a free product this week.
A free product?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
They put out Fender Studio.
What's that?
So you can record, this is direct from the website, record, jam, and capture your creativity wherever and whenever it strikes. Packed with authentic Fender tones, Fender Studio is fast, fun, and free for guitar players and music creators of all types.
Oh.
So it looks like you get some classic Fender amps, Fender pedals. I'm sure they're going to update this and add more stuff to what's available for downloadable content. Yeah, I mean, you can put this on your... let's see, I think it's iOS.
Oh, it has a lot of stuff on. Look at that.
So let's see what's included here. So start fast with one-tap recording. Capture ideas when they strike. The quickest way to get going without a complicated setup. Unleash authentic Fender guitar and bass tones packed with powerful presets and tone-shaping tools at your fingertips. Get inspired with mixable jam tracks. Edit and mix your tracks. So the way I've seen this marketed is that instead of like a producer-focused kind of thing, they're focusing on players that can just get an idea out easily. So right here it says you can... Is this not fitting to the page properly? Hold on. Is there a way to scroll this? Yeah.
Wait, but the list is right there.
So it says start creating with 8 tracks. It's trying to jump on its own. I don't know what's going on here. What is going on here? All right, start creating with 8 tracks. So for some people, that's more than enough. Okay. Plus you get 8 more tracks, 6 additional amps. I don't know what's going on here with the page. It's like scrolling on its own. 8 more tracks, 6 additional amps, and 6 more effects when you register for the Fender Studio with your Fender Connect account. So it looks like you get a Bassman. Looks like I don't even know what that is. A Showman.
But wait, there's a list of amps right there.
Oh yeah, there's a whole list. Okay.
Yeah.
So amps, you have a 65 twin reverb.
Okay.
Rumble 800 version 3. The 59 Bassman.
Nice.
The Bass Breaker 15 set to medium gain, which is funny because that's my main amp right now, and I typically do set it to the medium gain, so I'd be interested to see how that compares to the real thing. And it's free, so I'm probably going to download it and check it out. You get a Supersonic, something called the Fender Redhead. I'm not totally familiar. It's this one right here, but I don't know what that is. I've never seen that before. And then a Fender 2 preamp. The pedals they include overdrive, a sine wave chorus, mono delay, small hall reverb, modern bass overdrive, a Verifuzz, a vintage tremolo, stereo tape delay, small room reverb, triangle flanger, and a simple compressor. As far as the editing and mixing tools, you get like the basics you would have in any workstation. Compression, EQ, expander, reverb, delay, detuner, transformer. Oh, you get a vocoder, ring modulator, global transpose, metronome, and time stretching. And also it says you can connect it with your, if you have one, the Fender Link IO, which I do not have. Just connect your device USB-C port and plug your guitar or bass into the quarter-inch jack to start jamming. Now, I did have something like this. I still have it around here somewhere. God, I can't remember what the name of it is. IK Multimedia. Oh, the iRig. I have one of those. I can't use it though because it's for older models of iPhones when they still had the headphone jack, and it ran the same way. You plugged it in, you plug your guitar or your microphone in. The other end plugs into your phone's headphone jack. So I never got like a newer version or anything that had USB. And now phones have updated to USB-C. So, yeah. So yeah, just plug in with that thing. How much is that? Because the app is free, but this is obviously like people are going to be buying the I/O, which has the guitar input, it has the USB output, and then a headphone output, which is exactly what the iRig kind of stuff has. $90. So app is free, but to use the app, you're probably going to need this $90 device here.
Okay.
I mean, you can also set your phone in front of your amp or whatever, but whatever. You get the most out of it if you have the plug. So that's that. I think it's really cool. Didn't see that coming from Fender, but like the way that they do all their digital stuff these days, and they have like the Tone Master stuff. Obviously they know they need to be in the digital space, so it's cool. I'm sure, they'll expand this and there'll be more downloadable stuff for it and different amps and different pedals and stuff as time goes on. If it catches on, which I'm sure it will. There's already a few big name demos out there. You're gonna like this one.
Why?
Ernie Ball teamed up with John Mayer for some new strings.
Always.
I don't know if he helped pick these out.
Okay.
But he did the commercial for it. So these are the Ernie Ball Earthwood Bell Bronze acoustic guitar strings.
Okay.
So you have a bunch of different gauges that you can buy. They're $12.99, which seems about right these days for acoustic strings.
Okay.
Let's see what it says. After perfecting his electric guitar strings with his Silver Sky Slinky set, John Mayer teamed up with Ernie Ball once again to sculpt his voice with Earthwood Bell Bronze acoustic strings. These use a unique alloy mix. They're inspired by the chiming timbre and sustain of traditional bells and cymbals, resulting in strings that sound big and bold with long sustain. Anyway, so essentially, from what I was watching, he picked his favorites from like 3 different sets of strings, put them together, and that's what we ended up with. Now, the commercial for this is actually kind of funny, the little ad, because he says, "You don't play the guitar, you play the strings." Okay. So I just thought that was funny. I don't know. I don't know why I thought that was so funny. But $13. So it's worth checking out, I guess.
That doesn't sound that expensive.
If you're going to change your strings on your acoustic, you might as well give them a shot.
I guess so.
We talked about that when his electric strings came out. I was like, maybe next time I do a string change, I'll pick up a set. Because I think they're only like $1 or $2 more than like a regular set of Ernie Balls.
They are not that expensive.
No, strings are cheap. Unless you're buying bass strings, those are super expensive. That's why bass players don't change their strings. That's not the reason. So we got a bunch of guitars. What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. Whatever you have there, we're going to talk about that.
Let's talk about this one because I'm not excited about it. Kramer Guitars put out some new Super Strats. These are the Volante series.
Okay.
There's Ultraviolet Burst, Ultramarine Burst, Tri-Burst, Intruder Black, Defender Red, Angel White. That's just left-handed version. So different pickup configurations on these. There's the double humbucker with the Floyd Rose tremolo.
Okay.
There is humbucker in the bridge, single coil in the neck position. And it looks like actually those might be the only 2 options, but then you have the different color options.
Wait. But I'm just looking at how much they are.
Yeah.
Is it the same guitar in different colors? Because there's a couple that are more expensive than the others.
Okay, so this one is the Volante HSGT. This one is $999. You get this one in white or that sunburst color.
Okay.
Which they are calling Tri-Burst. This one, specs on this. Solid body, S-style, alder body, polyurethane finish.
Okay.
3-piece thermally aged maple neck, satin finish. It's the Kramer elliptical C shape, bolt-on neck, 10 to 14 inch compound radius. Fingerboard is maple. Graphtec Tusk XL nut. Locking tuners. Kramer 2-point fulcrum tremolo. It said Floyd Rose, but I guess this is not an actual Floyd Rose. Kramer USA Triton noiseless single coil in the neck pickup. Kramer USA Neptune T humbucker in the bridge pickup. You have 1 volume and 1 tone, which is also a push-pull, and the three-way blade pickup switch.
So $999.
So that's $999. You get that in the white or the Tri-Burst. Let's see what's different about these other ones. That's what I don't like about Sweetwater's site is they put all the different colors as separate items when I wish it would just like put the guitar down below that, put a little square or something that shows what the different finish options are. Because it makes it harder to navigate what you're looking at. So this one and this one are the same.
Yeah, the first one. That's what I want to know.
Okay, so these ones, I think those are like premium finishes.
Okay.
So the Volante Quilt HHFR comes in ultraviolet burst or ultramarine burst.
Okay.
I think I like that greenish one.
I don't
ultramarine. I don't like those quilt finishes. I don't like flamed maple finishes.
But what I want to know is how different it is that this one is $11.99.
All right, so same thing, alder body.
Okay.
This one has a top material, which is quadruple A quilted maple veneer. So it's not the top is just a veneer.
Okay.
Polyurethane finish also. Let's see. The neck is 3-piece thermally aged maple, which is the same neck as the other ones.
Okay.
Same shape, same radius, same scale length. The nut is a Floyd Rose R3 locking. Okay, here's the difference. The other one, well, this one has 2 humbuckers. So that's the difference. The other one was humbucker and single coil. But this one also has Floyd Rose, whereas the other one was like a Kramer branded bridge. So it says a Floyd Rose locking nut and a Floyd Rose tremolo. And tuners are standard die cast, which is weird because the other one had locking tuners, and it says this one just has standard.
So $11.99 because it has a Floyd Rose.
Yeah.
That's what, like a $199 difference between one and the other.
Yeah.
About $200.
Yeah. And then the pickups are Kramer USA Neptune R and Kramer USA T, so rhythm and treble.
Okay.
Same pickup configuration, 1 volume, 1 tone, push pull, which is probably like a coil split. This one does come with a gig bag. I don't know if the other one came with a gig bag. Oh wait, it looks like you have a different. Oh, I was wrong. Yeah, fingerboard on these ones are ebony. The other one was just maple, so that's also more expensive wood, typically.
Okay.
And then the other color, same deal. It's just different finish.
And then there's another one.
Yeah. So I did make a comment just a minute ago about how the other one had locking tuners and this one does not. This one doesn't need it because it's a locking nut. So right here you lock the strings of the nut. So that's pretty cool. It even has a little thing on the back of the neck. I notice a lot of builders are doing this these days where they put the tools mounted to the back of the headstock.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah, so you don't lose them. And then you said, there was another one, wasn't there?
There was another one.
So this one was $11.99, $1,200.
Okay.
The cheaper one we looked at is $1,000, and then there's an in-between model which is $1,049. So this is the Kramer Volante HHFR. They have it in Intruder Black and Defender Red. Honestly, looking at these though, this one looks like it should be the cheapest of the 3.
It kind of does. What is that gray thing?
Gray thing?
The gray thing on the corner. That's just the design?
No, that's just the lighting on this picture. Look, it's the contour of the body. It's where the body.
I was like, what the heck?
No, it's like the armrest.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so let's look at what this one's got. That makes it a little bit different. Solid body S-style, alder body, polyurethane finish. You get the Intruder Black and the Defender Red. Neck is 3-piece thermally aged maple, so the necks are all the same on all these guitars.
Okay.
Satin finish on the neck, Kramer elliptical C, bolt-on, 10 to 14 radius, standard, all that good stuff, standard scale. The nut is Floyd Rose R3 locking, and it has the Floyd Rose 1000 series locking tremolo, standard die-cast tuners, and then before I mix it up here, maple fingerboard. So this one has features that are in between. That's why it's the middle price, because it has the maple fretboard, but it does have the Floyd Rose.
Okay.
And it does have more of a plain finish. And then same deal, you have the USA Neptune humbuckers. And same setup. Does come with a gig bag as well, so I think all 3 of them might come with a gig bag.
Nice.
They're like super shreddy metal guitars for the most part. I'm not interested. I don't know.
Okay.
So what do you think? I probably personally would not buy any of these. Oh, there's another model.
I don't know.
There's another model that's $11.99. These are on pre-order, it looks like, from Sweetwater, so they don't have them in stock yet. They're the same as those mid-level ones, or the lowest level ones we were looking at. So it's the pickup and or the humbucker and the single coil. But you have the premium finishes, and you have the ebony fretboard and the Floyd Rose. So you get like the best of everything on there, I would think. If I were to get any of these, it would probably be this one just because it has the Floyd Rose and the options of humbucker and single coil.
Okay.
And 2 colors on that one. Magenta Burst, which I don't mind that. It's too luxurious for me. And then Aqua Burst. I don't like super flashy guitars. So that's it for the Kramers.
What else do you have?
A couple new Gretsches this week. I think there's more than these 2, but I'm only seeing these 2 right now.
And I always think that those guitars are so beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't know. They look so fancy.
See, it's flashy.
Somehow.
It's flashy in a different way than like the Super Strat guitars because it's not
fancy.
shiny. It's just So these are both $26.99. It's the Gretsch Broadkaster Junior LX semi hollow body electric guitar. And then you have the these are the same. These are the same guitar.
Yeah.
It's weird because I thought this morning I was seeing.
It's just the color though.
No, I thought I was seeing like a double cut version as well.
Well, hold on. Because I see 2 new ones.
These are the same guitar in 2 different
colors. Is that
colors,
the same?
Yeah.
It has different prices.
No,
though.
they're different. They're different. You're right.
The difference is a lot.
I thought I saw one that was a double cut, but I guess not. Okay, so this is the cheaper one. The Gretsch LTD Broadkaster Junior semi hollow body electric guitar comes in roundup orange stain.
Okay,
it's not a bad color.
That one is $1,500.
$1,500. Looks like you got 2 Filtertrons. You got a Bigsby. Single cutaway.
Okay.
3-position toggle. You got the standard 4 knobs you'd usually see on this type of model. Let's see. Features: single cutaway Broadkaster Junior body with premium electronics, 2 Fulltron. So these are not Filtertrons. These are Fulltron, designed by Tim Shaw for enhanced mid-range. So that's cool because Tim Shaw is the dude that makes the Shawbucker for Fender. Lower set U-shaped Okume neck for maximized play and comfort. Chambered spruce center block increases sustain and note definition. Get the Bigsby B70 vibrato. Master volume and tone controls are paired with individual pickup volume controls. Plexi pickguard with matching Gretsch logo. Locking tuners for maximum stability, which is great to have locking tuners when you have a Bigsby. Which is always an argument whether locking tuners really give you better tuning or if it's just for making string changes easier. I don't know how to really argue either direction because my Jaguar has locking tuners and a Bigsby, and it's always had both. I put both on there at the same time, and I've never had a problem with tuning, and I've never had a problem with string changes, so I don't know if it really helps with either one, but I have both. So let's see. Laminated flame Okume body, laminated flame Okume top, gloss finish, roundup orange stain is the color on that one, if we didn't already say that. Thin U-shaped neck. It is a set neck. It's not a bolt-on. You don't usually see bolt-ons with Gretsch semi-hollows. 12-inch radius, rosewood fretboard. The inlays are called neoclassical thumbnail. 22 frets, medium jumbo frets. It doesn't say what the frets are made of. Doesn't really matter. I guess some people it does. 24.6-inch scale. Graphtec new bone nut. Yeah, locking tuners.
I'm not a fan of the color though.
Yeah, I mean, I would go with something else if they had it, but the pickups are Gretsch USA Fulltrons. Now, I don't know if this is made in the USA with Okume bodies and stuff. Usually, you'd see that on import guitars, and Gretsch does have a lot of import guitars, but at this price, it might be made in USA. I don't see where it says. Yeah, you get a couple different. You know, it's on Sweetwater. You could choose which one you're getting. Okay. Some look lighter, some look a little bit darker. That's just a matter of preference, I guess. All right, now this other one is $26.99. I like that color better.
That one is a blackberry?
Yeah, I like that better. Looks like you have better pickups on this.
I mean, that one is 2000 something. There's a big difference right there.
Broadkaster Junior LX. Laminated maple body. Oh, yeah, better materials too. Laminated maple Top material, gloss finish, which is blackberry. Maple neck, which has a gloss finish on the maple neck, so it might not be the best for everybody. Standard U-shape. Also has 12-inch fretboard radius. Ebony fretboard. Same inlays as the other one, the thumbnail. 22 frets. Those are medium jumbo frets. 24.6 inch, so same scale as the other one. You have a Graphtec Tusk XL nut. Adjustomatic bridge with the Bigsby B7 GP vibrato, so slightly different Bigsby.
Okay.
And then Goto locking tuners. These ones are Gretsch Pro spec Fulltron humbuckers, so these are a little bit different. And then you do have 2 volumes, which is the neck and bridge, the master volume, and the master tone, and the 3-way toggle. Comes with a hard shell case. I don't know if the other one came with a hard shell case. Let me go back and check that one real quick. And this one was how much again? 2,700.
That one is 2,700. The other one is 1,500.
Yeah, so we'll go back to the 1,500. No case.
Okay.
Okay. Sweet. So those are both.
I guess if you're paying 2,700, you deserve a case.
You should have a case. I think every guitar should come with some kind of at least gig bag, like a padded gig bag.
Which remind me, now that you say that every guitar should come with some kind of bag, remember when I ordered you that one that completely that it was cheap? Like, it was broken.
Oh.
That remind me that.
The Affinity Jazzmaster, yeah.
I would have loved that to come with a bag.
Well, yeah, and also that store that we ordered it from is notorious for
that made me
sending
really
either
sad.
used or B-stock things as new.
Yeah.
But other people have great experiences with them. Some don't. And they wouldn't even let us return it because they couldn't guarantee that they were going to be able to send us another one, and they were going to want us to pay.
And
what was it? They wanted
bad.
us. They wanted us to pay more because they were selling it at a discount price, even though it was listed as new. They're selling it as a discount price, and they were like, "Ooh, well, it's going to cost more if you want to get a replacement." It's like, but why? Why are we going to pay?
What did you ended up doing with that guitar?
It's still back here.
Really?
Yeah, you told me not to sell it. I don't think anybody would buy it anyway.
I made a big effort buying you that guitar.
And I like it. I think it sounds great. And it feels great.
It makes me really sad the way it looks.
It's a Squire Affinity Jazzmaster.
Yeah.
In that cool kind of metallic purple. And I think it's a great guitar. It sucks that it has the damage. It's in a spot where people can't see it, but we know it's there.
But at the beginning, when I used to give you gifts, I mean, I still give you gifts, but at the beginning, I used to put so much thought into it. Yeah. I'm not even kidding. I will watch every 60 cycle home video. I will watch every video, but my top reference was always 60 cycle home.
Yeah.
I will watch every pedal demo out there before I buy you something. Same with the guitars.
Yeah.
These days, I just kind of gave up, so I just give you the money for you to do whatever the heck you want.
Yeah.
But that was one of those guitars that I was searching.
Yeah.
All over the internet to see what would be good.
That's a really good guitar. For the price that
was really sad.
And they still make that one. They still sell it. It's a little more expensive than it used to be, but that right now is my only Jazzmaster that I have, and it's cool. It has a Strat bridge on it, so a lot of people might not like that. Maybe people like that more.
I don't know.
What I like about the Affinity series, even though it's a lower end, it's not their lowest end, but they have the plain almost satin necks. So I prefer that. I love the Classic Vibe series, but I prefer the necks on the Affinity series. I think they feel so much smoother and easier to play and more comfortable than the ones that have the gloss necks. No, they ended up giving us a $50 return.
It was a $50
on it. They gave us a partial refund, and it was well,
that was not going to cover the pain on the guitar.
Yeah, and they pretty much they didn't want it back. Is the thing they didn't want to deal with having
because they couldn't sell it.
Yeah, they couldn't sell it again.
Well, but anyway, getting back to the point, they should send every guitar on a bag.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
I mean, obviously they're not going to do it with $100 guitar, but from a certain price point up, they should. Yeah. And I wouldn't say a hard case for everything because hard cases take up so much space.
But just really a bag and then put it on the regular box, that will protect the guitar. But okay.
It looks like it's mostly guitars. Do you want to talk about some news real quick?
I guess so.
I actually haven't read this yet.
Oh. So you want to talk about some news, but you haven't read.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't even.
What is
what
it?
did I just click on?
Oh my gosh, you just saw something that reminded me something else.
What?
They are talking about the Memorial Day sale.
Yeah, I was gonna go through the Memorial Day sale.
Okay. Because I do want to talk about that one that we were talking about today.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, what's that piece of news about?
All right. So the Guitar Center CEO, he's fairly new at the company.
Okay.
There's a quote from him here that says, "I talk a lot about the serious musician, and that's our opportunity to create the next generation of serious musicians." Now, he's been making a lot of changes since he took over.
Okay.
And Phil McKnight did a good sit-down interview with him. And he's a guitar player himself. This guy's a guitar player himself, so he's not just like, some dude in a suit. He wanted, when he first came in, that was like big news. And I think we covered that in our first couple of episodes. When he first came in, he wanted to upgrade Guitar Center to be a premium company.
I remember.
And this is around the same time that Sam Ash was closing down too.
Mm-hmm.
And so he wanted to phase out a lot of these like low-end junky guitars and turn it into more of like a premium brand for serious musicians.
About that.
Now, they haven't done it with every single store. They still have some that are like basic Guitar Centers, but like the one that we went to the day that I got the Les Paul, I was shocked when we walked in there, and it was like a high-end Guitar Center. Like
they look really.
It was
nice.
a really nice Guitar Center, and all the guitars were, higher-end guitars. I mean, the cheapest name brand. They had the little used section, which I got mine from the used section. But I think the cheapest guitar that they had was like $500 or $600. They didn't have like the super low-end Squires laying around everywhere, or like the store brands like the Mitchells and stuff. So let's see. He wants to safeguard the store's future by improving its stock of electric guitar gear and beyond, but there's another priority he's passionately pursuing as the company looks to get back on track. It has nothing to do with selling gear. Okay. So what is it?
Okay.
They're not only hoping to cater and sell gear to existing players, but they also want to get new players started on the journey by overhaul. Oh, that's it. Okay. He wants to redo their whole lessons thing. So he really wants to prioritize that for 2025 and start turning beginners into serious musicians.
Okay.
Now, I've never had guitar lessons, and I knew that's a thing that they've offered. And I remember when they started putting in, like, at the guitar centers that I used to shop at, they started putting in, like, the rehearsal rooms. They took away a little bit of space from, like, the main part of the store. And they were literally just, like, little isolated rooms that were probably... they're smaller than this room that we're in right now. Well, our camera died, so we're back.
Difficulties.
We're back. We switched from using the battery replacement pack to going back to our battery because it's been giving us like a weird hum that I have to apply a noise reducer to get rid of the hum every week. So we decided, hey, let's just switch back to the normal power supply and...
But anyway,
back to the normal battery.
Before we had that technical difficulty, you were talking about the guitar lessons on Guitar Center.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
So yeah, I never saw anybody coming and going for lessons ever at Guitar Center. I guess I didn't spend enough time to notice. But yeah, it looks like they are noticing that. It says those who continue to play after 12 months. Begin that percentage of new players that keep up for 12 months usually quit.
That is insane.
Where it used to be a thing where like maybe students would come for like 2 years or something, 3 years, whatever.
But look at that. For every 10 people who start playing guitar, a year later, one person is playing and 9 are not.
And then, what can we do to change that ratio?
Like, that's like dying.
I know. I mean, how often, you see... I mean, I look at Facebook Marketplace and stuff all the time, OfferUp, and there are people that have guitars listed, and they buy expensive guitars a lot of the time, starting out. It's usually like higher-end acoustics, like Taylors and Martins and stuff. And being, somebody that trades gear, often, if I have something that's worth value that I don't care about, and I see something I like, sometimes I'll be like, hey, you want to make a trade? And the same thing happens, if I have stuff listed for sale, people offer me trades. And I would say the same deal. 9 times out of 10, it's usually people are like, I don't play. I bought it. I don't play it. I don't know how to play. Whereas somebody that actually, is a playing guitarist that bought one, continued up with it, they would see my trade and actually probably be more likely to consider, But yeah, if 9 times out of 10, that's crazy though. I mean, I would think the ratio wouldn't be that high of people quitting, but I guess I could see it. I just feel like these days every household has like one musician at least.
I guess
I don't know.
But you have to think like people like me.
Yeah.
I have given up so many times playing the guitar.
Yeah.
There's not enough fingers on the hands to count how many times I started and then quit.
I mean, but still,
like I can see that happening.
And it's not just guitar. I mean, you would think like everywhere you go, there's a lot of people took like, the band class in their middle school or high school. They pretended to play the trumpet for a semester,
I guess so.
I mean, that was me with saxophone. I took 3 semesters of saxophone, the band in middle school. They put me on the saxophone. I didn't know how to play it. I couldn't figure out how to do it. Lived in an apartment, so my parents would not let me practice at home.
Well, that makes sense.
So I never learned the instrument. I was faking it for a year and a half. And I kept telling the teacher, I want to get off of this. I wanted to play drums. That's why I wanted to sign up for this thing. Oh, well, we're all kind of booked up on drummers right now. It's like, yeah, because you never let anybody else do it. You had like 4 students that were allowed to play drums. And they had to alternate between like one dude had the cymbals and one person was on the actual drum kit at a time. So it sucked. And then when it came time to do like the jazz band, which was like for 7th and 8th graders.
Okay.
I didn't want to stick around long enough to get to the jazz band, but she wouldn't even consider anybody to be in the jazz band unless they did 2 full years of regular band. And at this point, I was already picking up guitar a little bit. I knew a few things.
Okay.
But they weren't looking for a guitarist for the jazz band. They were looking for a bassist. So my friend Eric, who played bass a little bit, he ended up being picked for the bass for the jazz band when it came time, because by that point I already quit the jazz or the regular band class. But yeah, I don't know. I could see lessons. I mean, I don't know how lessons are structured these days, because even in high school we had guitar class, but the guitar teacher, me and my 2 or 3 buddies that already kind of played outside of school, I mean, we'd been playing, he didn't really pay much attention to us. And not in a bad way. It was just like, hey, you guys do whatever you want. If you need help learning certain techniques and stuff, I'll teach you guys. But he had to put his focus on like the brand new players. So for us, it was just jam class. We got to just sit there and jam. And he'd help us. And like, it came time to do the performance at the end of the semester. He would like help us prepare for the songs and stuff to make sure like we had something structured to go out there and play, so he didn't look like an idiot that wasn't teaching us. But yeah, I don't know how lessons are structured. I have no idea.
I don't know.
Because I would assume that modern day lessons in like a professional setting, they teach you the basics, but then I think they should ask you what you want to learn.
I guess so. So would you say that I'm a quitter?
I mean, I don't know. You were going to do a whole series for the channel.
I already gave up
playing
on
guitar. Which we could still do. We messed up. I messed up setting up the audio for that first video that you did. That was my fault.
Yeah.
So it was a little too quiet in the mix, and
yeah.
And the lighting wasn't the greatest. We've since started using more lighting back over on this side. I think you could see like the orange blending with the blue. We need to get another lamp or something set up on that side. So you have the blue in the middle and then the 2 sides orange, because it's black over here. But we're always working to improve our lighting and everything.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. It's Guitar Center's new mission is to fix their lessons. Might help, might not help.
I don't know. I wouldn't know.
Well, maybe we should sign you up for some Guitar Center lessons.
I don't think so. Anyway, what else do you have?
Got some new PRS guitars, because it seems like every week they're putting out new guitars.
Okay.
Starting at $850 and going all the way up to $1149.
Okay.
So I believe all 3 of these might be the same. I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks like, yeah, there's 3 models.
3 colors on the A49 and then 3 colors on the 1000 ones. 3 colors on the 1001.
These are SE models. This is the PRS SE Swamp Ash Special Electric Guitar. You get it in Vintage Sunburst. You get it in blue or ivory blue.
Okay.
Or you get it in charcoal. I think I like the charcoal.
That is a nice color.
So you get 3 pickups on this guy. And let's look at what it do. So body shape is their SE double cut, swamp ash body, satin finish. Vintage Sunburst is the one that we're looking at right here. Maple neck. It has the wider thin profile.
Okay.
Bolt on, as most of the SEs are, if not all of them. 10-inch fretboard radius. Your fingerboard is maple. Of course, you get the bird inlays like every PRS. Which is the only thing I really don't like about PRS guitars. Like, I want one without the birds. 22 nickel frets, 25-inch scale. Nut width is 1.6875 inches.
Okay.
And the nut is a proprietary material to PRS. Won't tell us what it is. Sorry. The bridge is PRS patented tremolo. The tuners are PRS designed tuners, 18:1 ratio. The neck pickup is an 8515S humbucker. The middle pickup is a PRS designed AS01 single coil. Bridge pickup is a PRS 8515S humbucker, so same as the neck. And then your controls are your volume and tone with a 5-way blade pickup switch, and you have a push-pull coil tap on that tone.
Okay.
So like I said, your 3 colorways are Vintage Sunburst, Ivory Blue, and Charcoal. $850. You get 3 pickups. So doesn't seem like it's much different than the other model that already exists. That's the 2 pickup version, but obviously it's the Swamp Ash. So body material is a little different, and you get the 3 pickups.
Okay.
So $850. The next step up from that is $1149.
All right.
And it looks like there's actually 2 different $1149 models. No, these might be the same. Yeah, okay, these are the same. Okay. I thought there was a third one in this series, which there probably is, and I'm just not seeing it.
Okay. So 1150, 3 colors.
Yeah. This is the SE Special Semi-Hollow Electric Guitar. This one's Charcoal Burst. You have Lake Blue and Orange Tiger Smoke Burst. I think I like the Orange Burst. I don't know. It looks like this is not much different than the other one, but you have like I think it's like their narrow field.
No, isn't it?
Oh, it's semi-hollow, yeah.
Yeah.
So you have mahogany body, figured maple top, high gloss polyurethane finish, charcoal burst on this particular one that we're looking at, maple neck. Let's see, wide thin is the neck profile. You do have a set neck on these ones.
Okay.
10-inch radius, rosewood fretboard, 22 frets. Doesn't say what the material is on this one. 25-inch scale length. Same nut width as the other one, I believe. Same nut as the other model. PRS patented tremolo. PRS designed tuners. You have the 5815S humbucker in the neck and in the bridge, so same as the other one. But in the middle position, you have the PRS narrow field DDS humbucker. So it's like the they have the Silver Sky, the John Mayer thing.
Yeah.
But then they have the similar body shape, but it's one called the NF. And that one has 3 of these narrow field pickups in it. So it's like 3 humbuckers that are single coil size. 1 volume, 1 tone. Does not have the push-pull. And then 5-way blade pickup switch. So that one is how much?
$1150, I think.
Ooh, expensive.
No, wait, get back.
Yeah, it's $1150.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
$1150.
Very expensive. Yeah, like I said, I thought there was a third model, but I'm not seeing it here. And it could just be the Sweetwater might not have it.
I don't know.
So yeah, new PRSs for all you PRS folks. What else we talk about here? Do you want to do more guitars first, or do you want to talk about some news?
Well, it should go over the Memorial Day sales because I know that's important for people.
And then we're missing there was a pedal I brought up. Now I can't find it. Oh, we'll not do any pedals this week, I guess.
I guess we're just going to talk about guitars and
So,
Memorial Day.
Memorial Day
sales.
weekend. Obviously, this is going to come out on Sunday, so you only have a day or two left to shop.
You still have time to
Well,
shop.
no, you know, sometimes they extend past the week.
Yeah.
It depends on what the store is and what the brand is.
Okay.
So Fender is offering some Memorial Day sales.
Nice.
They have the Meteora, the Player Plus Meteora HH, marked down to $579. But the catch is they only have it in Fiesta Red with the black pickguard. I almost bought this. I really had to debate if this is what I wanted to buy. And if I was going to buy it, I would just sand off the finish and put on like a dark natural stain.
So you're going to pay $579.
And that's why I didn't do it, because I didn't want to have to
sand the guitar.
Exactly.
God, no.
No, but I don't like that Fiesta Red. I think that's the worst Fender color they've ever had.
Do you like the body shape though?
I do.
I don't.
I like it. I like the sunburst one that they have.
Okay.
It's like a melted, stretched out Jazzmaster. I do like it. And I like the way they sound, but I couldn't do it for $579, which is that's the cheapest brand new Fender you can buy at all right now. That's cheaper than the standard series, which is $599. So $579. I mean, it's like I said, the cheapest thing you can buy that has Fender on headstock.
Lux Strat, the Floyd Roast.
Yeah,
that's a big difference on that sale.
Oh yeah, so the American
that is insane.
Ultra Lux, $27.49 is regular price, marked down to $21.99.
That is insane.
They got some straps marked down from like $60 to $25. Fender American Performer Telecaster was $1399.99. It is now $11.99 or
okay.
Yeah.
$11.19.
$11.19. They got a set of Shaw 50s Hot Telecaster pickups. Was $180, now they're $117. So you know, some of these are bigger deals than others.
Yeah.
Sweetwater has pedals and amps up to 50% off. I know like JHS pedals, like the 3 Series, they're marked down to like $79 right now.
Wow.
Some Keeley pedals are marked down. I think Universal Audio is doing a sale as well. I could be wrong on that one. Musician's Friend, which is owned by Guitar Center, you can do up to 50% off. Guitar Center is doing up to 35% off. Reverb up to 65%, 66%. Yeah, off? Which sucks because like, not Reverb, but a pedal that I just ordered this week. It was a brand that I didn't think was going to be doing a Memorial Day sale, and I ordered a pedal.
That is disappointing.
And then 2-3 days later, it's like $30 cheaper. So, kind of sucks.
No comments about that.
Yeah. So let's see. Sweetwater, Morley 2020 lead wall, $100. Walrus Audio Fathom, marked down from $219 to $119. That's a great deal. Mesa Boogie Mini Rectifier 25 head. Usual price is $1360, marked down to $1,000.
Okay.
This is crazy. They still have the Beach Boys pedals in stock. They have the California Girls from Keeley, $229 right now. It was $300, so they need to blow those out. Sell them, buy them. Walrus Audio, no, not Walrus. Universal Audio, sorry. They have their pedals marked down from $99 to $350.
Okay.
Those Keeley exclusives from Sweetwater that are usually $99, they're $84 right now.
That's good.
Yeah. Those are great pedals. So you know they got a bunch of stuff going on. Was there any other Memorial Days that you were thinking of?
I was thinking Big Ear pedal.
Oh yeah, so
that's
Big
what
Ear
I
pedals.
was thinking on.
I should have brought that up on the computer. I got an email, a Big Ear Pedals email earlier. Let me just. Do you have it?
Yeah, you sent it to me. That's where the Memorial Day sales came to my mind.
Yeah. So Big Ear Pedals is doing a unique thing right now. The email is crazy, and you can find it on their Instagram.
I didn't quite understand the email. Completely honest with you.
So the subject for the email is banana peels and tuna fish.
Okay.
So it says, we're peeling back the bananas. And in the name of Memorial Day, each woodcutter and loaf comes with a free bowl of soup. Bowl not included. Let's be serious. Soup travels best in a can. Just use free soup for you is the code to let us know that you are serious about your soup. Because we are also serious about our soup. Very serious, in fact. But hey, we know some folks don't like to drink their food, so you should not have a bowl of your... Oh, wait, so should you not have a bowl of your own, we don't judge. But do let us know if you ever need anything, any kind of tableware suggestions, really. We'll be here. Hope you all have a safe and enjoyable long weekend, and make sure to charge your cell phone. You don't want to be the person that loses a limb because their phone died. Keep being a legend. Grant and Karen.
I had so many questions about that email.
Anyway.
Just in general.
It's the kind of stuff you'd expect from them.
Kind of.
So, you could buy the loaf or woodcutter for $150. They have their Black Betty fuzz, $99, which I tried to get the Black Betty a couple years back, and it was always sold. It was always sold out when I tried to get it. It was cool to have it back. So they posted that on Instagram as well.
Yeah.
And I had to ask, I was like, what kind of soup?
Did they answer?
Is it just Campbell's basic, like, tomato? Or
I do want to know that.
They responded back and said there will be options. So if you buy something, they'll email you and ask you which soup you want.
No way.
Oh my gosh, within reason of whatever they have available.
That's so funny.
So that's kind of funny.
Okay.
Other than that,
there's
a ton of stuff marked down right now. And it sucks because it seems like I always make a purchase right before there's a holiday sale. I never think of the holiday.
No, that's not true, because you want something that will arrive right away. You can wait for things.
It's also like I don't even ever consider I think Black Friday is the only time I'm ever like, oh, there's gonna be deals. But like,
because I told you, and we talked about this before. You can spend $600.
Yeah, so you gave me a budget of $600.
I say spend that birthday. Wisely. Mm-hmm. And the Memorial Day is happening, and you already spend your money.
Okay, well, the first item for these $600 arrived today.
Yeah.
And I bought this used, so I did get it cheaper than if I bought it new. But also, it seems like the back's not on there straight. You notice that?
I just now
noticed that.
Anyway,
I got to fix that. I bought this used, and I got it because of the finish on it matches a pedal I already have. Okay. So this is hopefully it comes in clear on the camera. It gets that.
Not really clear.
Is it not coming? Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, it's the Waves edition of the Keeley Fuzz Bender. This is a much smaller pedal than I expected it to be. Didn't it look bigger online and on videos and stuff? It's the same exact size as the Caverns, just tilted to the side. Which I got it to match my Caverns, and it's cool. I made a little clip today. I posted on Instagram. It's just me comparing it with the Fuzzant Machina 2. I'll do like a full-length video probably this week of comparing the two, because they both have bias controls, and they're both very versatile fuzzes. So I'll probably just compare those two.
Now, you surprised me with one of the choices that you buy. Because you bought something that you already have.
Yeah. So,
okay.
Going along with this theme of the Keeley black with the white waves, pedal I've been after for a long time now. The Keeley Compressor Plus with the same black finish with the waves. Every time I've tried to buy it, it's been sold out. But I knew I wanted the Keeley compressor, and this is, last year. I knew I really wanted the Keeley compressor.
Okay.
And I didn't want just a plain black with the white text. It just seemed too plain to me. And then one came up used on Reverb of white glow in the dark. And I was like, I don't really need glow in the dark, but the white with the black text looks cooler to me than the black with the white text. So I got that. And then, you gave me a budget of $600. This was, I think, $100, I think.
I don't know.
I don't remember. Anyway, I bought another thing, and then after those two items, there was $150 left over.
Yeah.
So I noticed the store, New World Music.
You notice.
That carries the black waves. There's only two stores that carry it. There's Lucario, and there is New World. I believe they're both stores based in Florida. So New World had it back in stock. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to use the remaining budget to buy it from New World. And last night, I listed my Keeley compressor, the white glow-in-the-dark one, listed it for sale. This is late last night, like right before bed. And then woke up, and there was a couple offers already. But I went to work. As I'm working, my phone's going off. I get like a total of maybe like 8-10 offers or something.
That's good.
And then I get back in the work truck. I'm driving down the road. Get another notification. I get to my next stop. Pull out my phone. It's sold. And then I realized the buyer was, the name looked familiar. So I went to the Keeley Facebook group, and yeah, it was somebody from the group that ended up buying it. So that was cool. So I shipped that out today. So at least I'm not having two of the same pedal at the same time, because the other one's not here yet.
You kind of threw me off with that.
It seems ridiculous to buy something just to have it in a different color. But there are people that do that. They have collections of, like, the Plumes guy who buys the Earthquaker Plumes in every single color he can find.
How does it feel to be saying it out loud? You bought the same thing that you have, but you just wanted another color.
No, the whole time it felt ridiculous.
But still do it.
Yeah. I'm peeling
you went with that.
Yeah. So it is what it is.
Keep in mind, I say $600 spent wisely.
Yeah.
Just saying.
The third item, and these last two are not going to be here till this week.
Yeah.
This upcoming week. The third item, I had to think long and hard about this because we talked about this last week. I was torn between, I wanted the Mythos Herculean Deluxe, but my problem with it is that all the demos are dudes playing like blues and roots rock stuff, which is not necessarily my main genre. Yeah. So I want to hear people doing something different with it, some indie rock, some garage rock, something different. But I understand their target demographic is probably blues players because it has a Dumble side and it has a blues breaker side.
Okay.
Which is classic, like blues and rootsy kind of stuff. So I was torn between that and the Coriolis Effects Hail to the King, which is a really cool blues breaker clone of the King of Tone. The difference there is that it's a smaller enclosure and has all the features that a King of Tone has, but on the outside of the pedal. Nothing internal. So there's no trim pots, there's no dip switches, it's all right there on the top. And there were two available on Reverb, and I waited too long. One of them got marked down. One of them was like $425, and this thing sells for $300 new whenever it's in stock.
Okay.
The other one was $325, and they marked it down to $300. I was like, that's the price of a brand new one. Before I could buy it, that same day, it sold. So,
okay.
I'm sure that the Herculean Deluxe is going to be great, which there was a store here in Arizona that it's an online pedal company, but it's based here. They had one in stock, or multiple maybe, and they sold out of them before I could order. So I ordered from Chicago Music Exchange. So coming from across the country, who knows how long it'll take to get here. I'm not in any rush, but
always in a rush.
Gonna be rebuilding my pedal board for like the 1,000th time this week.
Okay.
So it was Memorial Day. Yeah, that's my little speech about Memorial Day.
And then we were watching a movie today, and I turned to look what he's doing. And he has like this pedal board on his phone, and he's like trying to organize pedals on it.
Yeah, the pedal playground. Well, there's a couple apps like this. Pedal Playground, there's Pedal Board Planner.
You never stop.
Well, I was just trying to figure out, because now I'm going to have to build a second board for all the overflow from the first board.
Okay.
And,
no comments.
Yeah. All right, so we talked about Memorial Day. We've talked about, there's just, I think, 2 more guitars.
Okay.
So there's a couple of factory special runs. Actually, these might not be factory special runs. I think they're just limited editions. Guitar Center exclusives. Fender American Professional 2. They have a Stratocaster and a Telecaster available. They are both... I could be wrong here. Okay. I am wrong. And I lost the page. All right. Fender American Professional 2 Stratocaster HSS HT Roasted Maple Neck. Limited edition electric guitar in aged natural. And I believe there's another color as well.
Okay.
Oh, electric smoke. Okay. That looks cool.
Okay.
Anyway, so just a couple special editions. It looks like there's Yeah, roasted maple necks with smooth playability, sandblasted finish, and they have chambered bodies as well, so they're really lightweight. Hardtail bridge for maximum stability, and versatile HSS pickup configuration. Comes with a Seymour Duncan JB-TB4 humbucker in the bridge, and 2 Seymour Duncan SSL6 single coils in the middle and neck positions.
Okay.
So really cool, just super upgraded high-end Strat. You got black hardware on this thing. Looks really cool. I like that color.
Are the two colors the same price?
Are they?
Yeah.
They're $2,000. So again, exclusive to Guitar Center. And then there's a Telecaster. This is the Fender American Professional 2 Telecaster HH roasted maple neck, limited edition electric guitar in aged natural, and the same electric smoke blue.
Okay,
so
$2,000.
Also $2,000.
Yep.
Chambered body as well. You have a Seymour Duncan 59 SH1N in the neck and a JB-TB4 in the bridge, giving you rich clarity and punchy mids ideal for rock, metal, and fusion.
Okay.
Three-way blade switch and master tone control keep things simple while unlocking massive tonal range. Whether you need something smooth for leads or aggressive rhythm tones, these deliver.
Okay.
You get the maple roasted neck, 22 frets, modern seat profile, which I didn't cover on the last guitar, 9.5-inch radius, and the neck is fast and comfortable across the entire board.
Okay.
Sandblasted finish, chambered ash body. These are super lightweight as well. Philip McKnight is actually giving away one of these with Guitar Center.
Nice.
So go over to his podcast, Know Your Gear podcast, and their website where you can sign up for the giveaway, and he'll be giving one of these away. He did a video,
Why
review
is
of
there a
this
warning for cancer?
Everything has a warning for cancer because the pickups and stuff, the electronics.
Oh.
So yeah, he did a whole video where he broke down this one, and he modified it. He put a push-pull pot on his for coil splits. But really
is that the
cool.
one that is for the giveaway or no?
No. That's just his personal one that they sent him.
Okay.
And then people asked him in the comments of his latest episode yesterday, they were saying like, hey, why didn't you, or did you do the Strat as well? And he said he didn't even know about the Strat existing. They sent him this one to do a demo of, and then the day his video comes out is the same day that, they release them. So he didn't know anything about the Strat.
Okay.
But I like the blue more. I don't know. I like them both. I don't know. What do you think?
What other guitars do you have?
That's it, I guess.
Okay.
We just have one more thing to talk about, I guess. You and I already covered this. Not on the show, but we talked about it. So this week, Jim Irsay died.
Oh,
he's the owner of the Colts, and he's been a big, long-time guitar collector.
Yep.
So he has unique pieces, not just from...
That is insane, though.
Historical pieces, but he has he had a lot of famous guitars. So let's look. He's got Bob Dylan, 11 artifacts.
11 artifacts?
I like how they're calling them artifacts.
Gosh.
All right, so for Bob Dylan, he's got Bob Dylan's 1964 Strat that he used when he went electric. He has handwritten lyrics for Times They Are A-Changin'. He's got Bob Dylan's 1992 Gibson Hummingbird, which is probably not a big deal, and his 1990 Strat, signed by Bob Dylan. Those are probably just more collector's pieces. Those aren't necessarily historically significant to Bob Dylan.
Because he has, signed lyrics and shit.
Yeah. So the lyrics, the 64 Strat is the big deal, because that's when he pissed off all the folk people, because he showed up at the festival with his Strat. Okay. Look at this. Okay, there's random stuff here too, because he doesn't have just guitar stuff. He has Harry S. Truman's top hat from 1949.
That's why it says artifacts, I guess.
Yeah. No, this dude
a mix of everything.
He's just a massive collector.
That is insane.
So Bob Dylan. That's probably one of the most well-known pieces he has right here. He has David Gilmour's 1969 Fender Strat. That's the Blackie Strat. Is that what it's called? Is it called Blackie, or was Blackie? I could be wrong now. I think Blackie was actually Eric Clapton's Strat. This is the black Strat with the white pickups that everyone knows.
Okay.
So he owns that. He also owns Gilmour's Martin D35 from 1969.
He has a case. No, that's not a case. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of other stuff with David Gilmour.
Okay.
Oh no, I guess just the three.
Okay. What else? What other people does he have?
Eric Clapton. He's got Clapton's 1939 Martin, which I don't know if that was used significantly for anything. Let's see. I don't want to go through and read all the... Oh, it's the guitar he used for his MTV's Unplugged, which is a big deal for him because, you know, there's a big Layla performance from that one. But he has his 1964 Gibson SG, which was like the Cream era.
That one is beautiful, though.
Mm-hmm. So this one's called the Fool. That's a popular name for this guitar. That's what it's known as for the most part. Let's see. Yes, this was his primary guitar during the time with Cream. It was where he got his signature woman tone that he's really well known for. It's where you roll back on the tone and use the neck pickup and stuff. This guitar can be heard on recordings such as Sunshine of Your Love, I Feel Free, and Strange Brew. It was heavily used on Cream albums starting with Disraeli Gears in 1967 and numerous live performances.
Okay.
Yeah. So that might be one of the most famous guitars in his collection. Jerry Garcia. That's probably the one I'm the most interested in. Jerry Garcia's 1979 Doug Irwin Tiger. So this is the original. This is the original Tiger guitar. He used this for more than 2,000 live performances with the Grateful Dead. This is like the guitar that is synonymous with Jerry Garcia. There's a few others. There's like the Gator Strat and stuff. But like this is the Jerry guitar right here. Also, he paid millions of dollars for these guitars.
This is insane.
The Beatles, he has some George Harrison's. Like he's got Harrison's SG that was used on, let's see, I read this earlier, I don't remember. Paperback Writer, and the B-side Rain. Used it a lot on the Rubber Soul album. George Harrison's 1963 Maton Master Sound. I've never seen that guitar. The Beatles' 1966 Vox Kensington. John Lennon's Jet Atkins Gretsch. George Harrison's Harptone 12-string acoustic. John Lennon's 1869 piano. Paul McCartney's 1979 Yamaha bass. That would have been like the Wings era.
It's just insane how many things are here. Like, how much money is that all together?
Like, he's got one of Ringo's original Ludwig kits and an extra kick head. Yeah, it doesn't say what he paid for these. Famously owned instruments. Here's another one. He's got Prince's Cloud guitar, which it's funny because I've seen a lot of these guitars come up in auction in the last couple of years, and he's the guy that ended up with all of them. Like the YouTuber. I can't think of his name right now. Mike Adams.
Okay.
Pusheen. He works for, I believe, Julian's Auctions, and he did this guitar. He was the one that did the full inspection on the Cloud guitar before it went up for auction. The same with he's got some Walter Becker, Steve Earle, bunch of Steve Earle stuff. But he's got Kurt Cobain's Kurt Cobain's 1969 Mustang. This is the one that I believe last year his brother finally put up for auction. And this thing sold for well over $1 million, I believe. And Jim Irsay is the one that bought it. Johnny Cash's 56 Martin.
Wait, have they
Janis
say
Joplin.
If they are going to put those things in action?
I don't know. He puts these on tour. Like they were going on tour. Like they put them in museum
like
exhibits and stuff. Yeah.
Really?
Dusty Hill's 1985 fur-covered Explorer bass. Like that one's used in music videos and stuff. Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day, his SG Jr., his Les Paul Jr. Jimi Hendrix's, this is an obscure one. Jimi Hendrix's 1964 Fender Jazzmaster. That's when he played in Jimmy James and the Blue Flames. Like that's before he was Hendrix. Bob Dylan's Hummingbird. Oh, we went through that one. Nancy Wilson from Heart. Janis Joplin. Don McLean. Is that the one he used for American Pie? Yeah, this is the guitar he recorded American Pie on. Like, that's a huge, historically significant song. Bo Diddley, Gretsch Bo Diddley signature. Oh, Jesus. He has Les Paul's 1954 Les Paul. Like, that's insane right there. That's probably the most valuable guitar in existence right there. George Benson's 1960 EB6 bass. I remember we saw this one up for auction not too long ago. Like, we saw this one for sale. Yeah,
what did this man do?
He was the owner of the Colts.
What's that?
Football team.
Oh.
Yeah.
It makes sense I don't know why he had so much
I have
so much
no
money.
idea what's going to happen to his collection.
Okay.
Let's take a look. I know this is, a guitar podcast, but let's take a look at his pop culture section real quick. Oh, yeah. Film, television, and media. He's got a Wonka golden ticket from the movie.
Okay.
Jerry Lewis's director's chair. Al Pacino's annotated, Scarface script. He has the original Wilson from Castaway. Sports.
Oh my God.
Muhammad Ali's belts. Muhammad Ali's boots. Muhammad Ali's robe. Let's see American history. And I was watching the Mythos live stream, and they were talking about some of this stuff, but I missed this part. I didn't catch any of the American history stuff they were talking about. Abraham Lincoln. He has Abraham Lincoln's pocket knife.
Yeah.
A letter from Abraham Lincoln. JFK. Looks like he has a JFK rocking chair. JFK's hat. Jesus. A cigar box. Rare books and manuscripts. He's got an original 51 Catcher in the Rye. On the Road by Jack Kerouac. Jim Morrison's Paris Journal. He has Jim Morrison's journal. Wow. Original manuscript of Alcoholics Anonymous from 1939. That's insane. American Revolution. Oh, he has the Declaration of Independence. What is that? Like, is it just a... Why would you want a copy of the Declaration of Independence? Like, it's not the real thing. Got a letter from George Washington to Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson to Amos Cook.
Oh my God, the movie.
What?
You got the letter.
Oh yeah. you got that Lincoln letter. The Hateful Eight, where Sam Jackson has the letter.
That was funny.
World War II artifacts. Truman's hat. We already talked about that. Winston Churchill typed and signed letter. Photograph of Harry S. Truman on the inauguration. Jesus, just keeps going. I mean, clearly this guy was primarily a guitar collector because he doesn't have nearly as much of this other stuff.
That's where the most bulk of things.
Yeah.
Is
But he has a bunch of like Jack Kerouac. He's got Hunter S. Thompson.
That Chevrolet Caprice. Mm-hmm. That's beautiful.
Now, I did see something, or I heard something. It might have even been the Mythos guys talking about this, but I don't know exactly where they got this information.
Why?
But as far as the guitars and stuff go, they said that Jim Irsay would like actually play this shit. Like, he didn't just have them in like, nice display cases. He would pick them up and play them all the time, and he'd like beat them up. I don't know. That's just what the Mythos guys were saying. I don't know. I mean, I trust him.
The guitars, he has 199. Well, he had.
Yeah, we didn't even bother to go through all of them. I'm sure he just has like nice ones, Like, we'll click on a couple here. Yeah, 57 Les Paul Jr., 2014 Collings. That one's just for playing, a Collings. An Everly Brothers signature. An 1840s Martin. Dang.
That's like the one. Martin.
Well, this 1840s Martin, that's like the one that got broken in that movie, The Hateful Eight, where Kurt Russell picks up and slams it. It was a model very similar to this.
Dude, he has a 1936. Like, how old is that shit?
Well, dude, this one's 1840s.
I know.
2004 Martin. Like, he doesn't have things that are like super, super rare. He's got a 2007 Colts custom guitar. 63 Chet Atkins. 49 Gibson Super 400. David Crosby signature Martin. 2002 Martin B1E acoustic bass. Again, that's not anything special. It's just a dude wanted an acoustic bass. 91 Hendrix reissue Flying V.
Okay.
Bunch of Martins. This dude had a bunch of 1880 Martin.
1880. Damn.
And then a 2006 copy of Mark Knopfler's Martin. A 2007 Little Martin. Like, that's just a basic guitar. That's nothing special.
Okay.
1966 Fender 12-string. I don't know. There's nothing here that's like super crazy. Like, he had a 2007 Fender Custom Shop Stevie Ray Vaughan copy. A couple Rickenbackers and stuff. There's a mix of like vintage and newer stuff. Gretsch Custom Shop Red Baron with amp. Oh, this one. Bohemian Guitar Company. Like, you can still buy these. It's just made in an oil can. You can get these at Guitar Center for like $200 all day long, I think. Like, well, I don't know about now. I think they were like $299 a couple years back. I've played one of those.
Okay.
Anyway, that's about it for tonight. I don't want to go through this whole thing. There's 199 guitars.
You're like, I don't want to go through the whole thing. Just keep going and going.
Well,
and
it's
going
interesting.
and going,
I mean, I'll do that on my personal time. Go through this list and look at it.
Jesus Christ.
If they were to auction this stuff off, though, who can buy all this? Like
1903 Martin.
Where's that one at?
That corner.
Dang. Like, I don't know who can afford to buy this. I mean, Joe Bonamassa would probably buy up as much as he possibly can, but I mean, I don't know. It'd probably end up at like Norm's Rare Guitars or something.
Probably.
I don't know. I mean, they could take everything off this collection and auction them off individually. But he's got a 2012 Strat Custom Shop signed by NASA astronauts.
Okay.
Signed guitar from Keith Richards and Ron Wood and stuff. I don't know. Hey, let's get out of here for the night. We'll be here all night talking about this. He's got a Squire signed by the Grateful Dead. Anyway.
Yeah.
You guys should, in your free time, go over to the JimIrsayCollection.com and check out everything he's got or had. Yeah.
See what you can afford to buy.
Well, I don't think you can buy it. I don't know if any of it's for sale.
We don't know that. Yeah. You don't know if the family is going to want to sell.
Oh, his family might want something to do with that. Yeah.
I mean, the family might decide that he probably doesn't have people in his family that plays a guitar. You don't know that.
Where do you put all this stuff?
God, I don't know.
Where do you put 199 guitars?
I don't know.
Dang.
I don't know.
Anyway, I guess that's the show for the week. Check us out, every week on the Bad Guitars podcast. I'll try to get some more videos done pretty soon. I haven't done one in a couple weeks. We've just been busy.
I don't know. If you have Monday off, just use the day to rest.
Yeah, use the day to rest. Buy some discounted products.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you already spent your budget.
I did.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. That's it for us. Have a good night and have a good week. We'll see you next time.
Bye.